going into this this matchup, we will have Team Fufuyu on the blue side and Team ItMeMerry on the red side. So, going into Champ Select, you know, first couple bans I believe are usually target bans, if not meta bans. LeBlanc, I would definitely say that's more of a pocket pick ban more than anything else, but you know, more power to them. I have not personally done research. My only research is being able to see what these players have been playing in their previous match. So a Shaco ban, again, not necessarily meta. I know it's meta in Korea for some players, but we're in North America. Who plays Shaco other than psychopaths? I'm just kidding. If you're a Shaco player, I'm sorry. I have two friends, or well, one of them's a friend, one of them is a colleague, acquaintance. They're both Shaco mains, and they both have some interesting tendencies, to say the least. Yeah, Hecarim ban looks like a bunch of jungle bans, so Nautilus being banned out as well. Looks like they don't want to play against that, similar to last game. All right, switching up the music. The Vex ban is gonna be interesting. The Shaco ban, exactly, JT Soul, exactly. But Fufuyu picking the first pick, Xayah. This is gonna be interesting. Picking an AD carry first. Xayah usually isn't that contested of a pick. Surprised that they did pick it. Jhin was also up, so was Kai'Sa. Even Ashe. So they are definitely going already away from what they played last game. So Xayah first pick. It's going to be very interesting pickup. Let's see how Team ItMeMerry responds. How are you doing today, JT? A Mumu pickup for them. That could be flex between support and the jungle. You're good, chillin'. Wonderful, wonderful. Welcome to the channel and welcome to the shoutcasting stream for Team Fufuyu versus Team ItMeMerry. Let's see what they pick up. They're gonna go up to the timer on this one. New. So no, it's the J4. J4 has been banned about 2 of the 3 previous games I've been casting, so the J4 pick might be huge. They do now have the Wombo combo potential with the Amumu support, and I would assume the Jarvan for jungle. But the Nico got through, and it looks like they're going to be playing that, so that's going to be an interesting pickup as well. Let's see what creativity they have with the Pop Blossom and the Camouflage play. Potentially we see a minion walking around. Maybe we'll see an enemy champion walk around. Samira incoming, and there it is. Samira was incoming. So it looks like so far both teams already pretty much marking down what their win conditions are if they were to team fight. Once again, Fufuyu from the last game showing what they can do. Play at range, Nico snare, Seraphine ultimate snare, Xayah snare with the Blade Caller. But the all-in potential coming out of Team ItMeMerry could be absolutely devastating. Amumu ultimate into the J4 Cataclysm, into Samira ultimate with the just rotating Dante-esque like super stylish. Are you kidding me? But yeah, we'll see bans coming out as well. Looks like it's gonna be some top lane bans coming out of Team ItMeMerry, the Renekton and Rek'Sai bans, and Orianna being banned as well with the Ornn. So just gonna cover their bases in both the top and mid lane coming out for Team Fufuyu. Let's see if they continue this trend with all-in. No, actually, they're gonna go for the Xerath, not an all-in mid laner. Gonna play a bit more safe, so that might be their quote-unquote losing lane, as they might get shoved in, or even their pushing lane. But an immobile Xerath could be a game changer. Xerath, not necessarily a popular champion in today's meta, so definitely a pocket pick for whoever is playing mid lane for Team ItMeMerry. The Vi for the all-in potential. So they actually, seems like they're trading a few win conditions. They wanted the all-in engage, followed by that AP auto-attacking Ivern that won them last game, to have that hard engage, not just from the Seraphine, but from the Vi as well, since they lost the Amumu. But let's see what the rounds off ItMeMerry's team comp. What's left is the top laner, if not a jungler, if J4 is flexed to the top lane. Interesting. So it's going to be a Samira mid lane, Samira top, plus a Jhin AD carry. So now they actually have the CC and burst damage potential from the Jhin. Oh, it's a Jhin top? Interesting. So we're going to have some insider information from JT in the chat. This is going to be an Ivern top versus a Jhin top. Two ranged top laners. This is something we don't see. This is the pocket pick power that we see coming out of these tournaments, these local custom tournaments. I'm excited to see this matchup. Ivern versus Jhin. And even if it's not Ivern versus Jhin, Ivern versus Samira, it's a range matchup regardless. So this is going to be fun to watch. We'll see how this plays out. All right, still of course have the tournament 3-minute delay. With that said, we'll get into a bit of the analysis music. Let's talk. We'll go over both teams, of course, starting with the blue side. Team Fufuyu, like I said, they have the range CC, Xayah, Nico, and the Seraphine. They have a little bit of creativity to play with the Nico rework. Vi, very straightforward. Just go in, bash some heads in, potentially slide out. And Ivern, that is the wild card that we saw in the last game. Be able to kite out, and unless you're all-inning this Ivern's gonna have a field day. All right, but in terms of a team fight, they do have a lot of underlying CC. Ivern knockup from the Daisy, Ivern roots. It's a lot of roots, but not necessarily hard CC. It's all roots that all do damage. High damage CC is different from just plain CC coming out of, let's say, a support Nautilus or a Leona or even a Thresh. All of their CC does high amounts of damage. Vi, Assault and Battery, the ultimate, they're pieces of CC, but if they lock you down, they're gonna chunk you for maybe a third of HP at minimum. They have a teammate beside you, you might be dead, right? All right, then going into ItMeMerry's comp, Amumu, J4, Samira, Jhin, and Xerath. So you have an all-in potential with the Amumu, J4, and Samira. But similar to last game, they are very close range engage. J4 and Amumu melee outside of their initial engage abilities. Samira, one of the shortest range AD carries. If the crux to this is, can this Samira block the Seraphine ultimate? And even if you do block it, what's stopping the Nico ultimate from coming through? See, so that's the caveat for that all in versus all in if we were to see that skirmish in the mid to late game. Followed by the Jhin and Xerath. Xerath, obviously long range champion, you want to stay back. We'll see how they play in the mid lane versus, I would assume, the Nico. But the Jhin, long range snare as well with the W. And the beauty of this Jhin pick is that even if he is far away, he can set up his team from a screen's length. Let's say if Jarvan even lands a flag, you get the W, easy knockup. Xerath can shoot a Q, Kobe his ultimate from across mid, and just, it could be spell disaster from a screen away. But that is what it is, and we're going to be heading into the game soon. So as we go into this game, make sure everyone to take a deep breath. Inhale, exhale. Make sure everyone is breathing. I know you on this other co-stream is having a bit of a time getting too excited about these games. But the June 2023 Cross Community League Tournament. Let's see if this game loads in. No bugs, hopefully, as we pray to the small indie company that is Riot Games. And if you are, feel free to take some water. Wonderful, no bugs, going straight into the game. Good luck, have fun. Some nice little banter here and there. Let's rearrange the scoreboard so I can properly introduce these players. All right, and let's zoom out. But I guess before we introduce, there is going to be an invade. Interesting. So I don't think they were spotted. They are quite in deep, and Mr. Bacon shows himself. Bandage toss is going to land. Is there going to be a follow-up? Flash out by Mr. Bacon. Interesting start. Second bandage toss, but I don't think they were expecting a follow-up. But it's only a minute in. The invade was down, but they weren't able to get the kill. Only a flash burn. So worth it in terms of the summoner spell, but not much else. So let's see if they are able to punish that. But yes, to introduce the teams, we do have Poomlaw on Ivern top, Mr. Bacon, Vi jungle, Azur on Nico mid, Fufuyu on Xayah 80 carry, and Yeri Neko once again on Seraphine support. Meanwhile, top lane, Monster Schlong, Jin top. Not Shattered, J4 jungle. Ho In Kyoma on Xerath mid. ItMeMerry on Samira, that's the wrong name. Samira 80 carry, and Raynell on Amumu support. So, looks like Raynell trying to look for the aggressive play early. They're all trying to get the poke, but a good trade coming out Yuri Neko with that support. But Raynell just not letting up, getting a roughly poor trade just because of that empowered Q from the thing. But an early gank coming out of the level 2 from Not Shatter. Wow, so a lot of aggression from both these teams coming out early, top side and bot side respectively. And of course, mid lane is going to be mid lane. They're both long range. I don't expect them to fight until Nico hits 6 or a jungler shows up. So we probably will disregard until a jungler does finally gank. But yeah, this is going to be a very exciting game. This is going to be huge on, in my opinion, a bot lane matchup. Ooh, the bandage toss isn't going to hit the root. It is going to land. The root is going to land from Fufuyu. And that's going to be first blood. Raynell's aggression punishing and will pay the price with his AD carry's life. ItMeMerry not happy about that one. Can't even burn the flash being rooted up so long. Only able to use the heal. So that first blood not paying, that aggression early not paying off. They know that they have to win because Seraphine is a bit more of a sustain, but also a poke lane. They still have the damage. Raynell continuing to freeze this wave, so being able to keep their wave in a good position. So there you go. That's some good wave management tips for you if you are supporting and your AD carry does happen to die. They are able to catch the wave and freeze it under your turret. But it is going to be crashing, so it's not going to be the best freeze. But that's all right. Mr. Bacon sees the ward with the scrying plants. But yeah, this double range matchup, similar to what I said about mid lane, there isn't going to be much kill potential here straight up until a jungler shows up. So really, the only lane that will have kill pressure without a jungler's presence is going to be this bot lane. That will probably be our primary focus, and we'll just keep track of where these junglers each go. Mr. Bacon is looking up top lane. Is going to go around, looking for a potential gank. Does have to go through all the traps, the Lotus traps. Does go for the boot, doesn't go for the Q just quite yet. Actually steps on another Blossom and takes and eats a W for his troubles, but does get the flash out. So potentially a routine return gank for top lane. I just realized I'm still playing music. Why am I still playing? I was like, something's wrong here. It's the music. Music shouldn't be on. Poomlal again going in for the trades. Master Slong, not much mana, but Jin is an auto-attacking AD carry, not necessarily just a caster, so he is able to trade out fairly alright. So, on the vice versa, to go with the jungler action, as we saw Vi, the thing is if they're playing both range matchups, you have to rely on the jungler to engage, but this might be a kill for Poom. They know Monster Slong doesn't have flash. He's just gonna get auto to death. He was trying to sidestep, ends up going to the alcove. Obviously that wasn't gonna pay off, but not Shatter looking for the gank. Oh, baits the root. Actually, are they too smart for this? Is it too telegraphed? It might be. But yeah, this game just gonna go a little bit slower. Similarly, again, not too much action outside of the bot lane. Just a nice, simple farm slow game. So the issue, I don't think I completed my thought, but earlier, the issue with having both melee solo laners is who's going to engage. You're putting that pressure on the jungler. And if they're playing so far back anyways, are you really going to be getting that kill? So, Poom taking the advantage of Monster Schlong's maybe inexperience with top lane Ivern. Taking that to an advantage, but it looks like who cares who needs a jungler when you can just bait out for the solo kill yourself? You know, that's Poomlal's philosophy. Oh, a nice little root, nice little bait and switch there. And now here we see Poomlal doing what he did earlier, using that Daisy on cooldown, not as a all-in potential, but just as harass. Shove the enemy top laner off the wave. If you land that root, Daisy can basically get a free knockup. Because Daisy gets the point blank, gets to land the damage, but here comes the all-in. Monster Schlong is able to go to bait, gets knocked up, is chunked to a fourth, but here goes a fourth shot. Flash out of Poomlal, great response. Great root by him, but here comes a curtain call. 1, 2 is gonna miss. 3, he's getting some fancy feet, but 4 is Jin's magic number. And Master Schlong is gonna pick up that one for himself, evening up the gold, I believe. Yep, evening up the gold close to just about 100, so bringing himself back into the game. Oh, but the minion bait by Azur. Is that going to be enough, though? Had to burn everything in that exchange, and not enough. Xerath was full HP. Maybe if he was at 60%, maybe that would have been a kill, but not quite enough, as this Xerath still too healthy to be 100-0 by this Nico in this point in the game. So now we're getting into an important part of the game where both Dragon has been taken, so now it's just Rift Herald, right? Rift Herald is where you want to go, and now they see that Poomlal is by himself, may or may not have Daisy, but Master Schlong, there is the Cataclysm by not Shatter. Master Schlong 4 shots once again, but flash dive by Mr. Bacon, but it's a 2v1. Combined, their healths are about equal. There is the flag and drag, but here comes Ray Nell. See if they can do anything, and that's going to stop any opportunity that this Vi was looking for. Mr. Bacon getting stopped in his tracks. That Amumu roam from bot lane all the way to the top to secure that 2-for-0 for Master Schlong. Now with that, Jin is 3-1. This could be a potential threat. Ranged versus ranged. We'll see how that turns out into mid game. But of course, if the support's not in bot lane, Team Fufuyu is able to just shove it right into the turret. No problem there. But yeah, just a little bit of pressure. Amumu will show back up in lane shortly. And now that Azur has done what he did earlier with the Nico bait and switch, looking like a minion and baiting out a spell, I believe Ho-Owen Kyoma is now wary of looking at. Might be starting to count minions. So we will see how that plays out, if it is lingering in their mind. But yeah, Dragon is up in about 2 minutes, so nothing on the table for that to play. Still very much early in the game. Let's see, there might be some action. Raynell trying to look for a potential another roam to help his team out, but is on a ward. Fufuyu ready for that rotate. Monster Schlong trying to go for the trade, gets the 4th shot, and does get a nice decent trade onto Poom. So here's the power of range versus range. Compared to the last game where Poomlaw was able to get the beautiful sidestep flash forward. Curtain Call gets interrupted by Daisy's knockup. Mr. Bacon is here, and I believe he's ready to ultimate. There it is. There's no place to go. Shutdown for Mr. Bacon. Assault and battery, that's where it is. And here comes the mid lane dive for the opponent jungler. Non-Shatter and Kyoma getting the kill there. But top lane, Mr. Bacon had the Herald behind that, is able to take almost every single turret before it, turret plating, I should say, I'm sorry, and get as much gold for both himself. But now, here comes the encounter. Kyoma going for the rotate. That was, yes, I agree, JT Soul. That was very unfortunate. The curtain call, I went, did he cancel it himself? Was that an accidental misclick of pressing R and then right clicking? I'm not sure, but then you look at, then you saw a Monster Schlong in the air. It was the Daisy knockup. He knew he wanted it. That was a great sidestep to dodge the root, but absolutely just unfortunate. But here comes the dive coming out of ItMeMerry. Beautiful Curse of the Sad Mummy, but they wind wall to block the Seraphine ultimate. That's what I said in Champion Select. Fufuyu left to their own accord, trying to clear the wave. Do they still have Featherstorm? They do not. Double kill going over to not Shatter. So with that, that's a great push for bot lane. That was a great punish. And now they have absolute free reign over this dragon. They pull it out. And it's just going to be a even up the dragon score to them. But we'll see if they are able to challenge it. No challenge, of course. So wasting a bit of time there for Mr. Bacon. Just had to stare at that Hextech dragon fall right before their, not in their eyes, it was in the fog of war. So, but that is going to equal up the dragon score, and it is going to be an Ocean Drake. So the sustained battle with the Ocean, once that, if that is contested for the game, is going to be very interesting. But let's look at the items. Let's see who's fed on what team. The main person who's fed on team ItMeMerry is the J4 jungle. 3-0-3. Does have a shutdown, been pretty much at the right place at the right time, involved in every single kill. Azure getting the root, but meanwhile on top lane, a potential solo kill for Poom once again. The Jhin getting rooted up, being a ranged carry in the top lane. You are absolutely a squishy thing. That is what you are. Rooted up, and that Daisy will stick to you because you're just going to be slowed and you have no way to escape that. So that Daisy pressure is absolutely huge. Poom doing what Poom does on Ivern top and getting another solo kill. But here comes a potential gank in the bot lane. There's the Q. There's the flash ultimate. Seraphine ultimate gets windwalled once again. But here comes Raynell using the Curse of the Sad Mummy. They are able to root the Amumu. And there is the Death Blossom. ItMeMerry is able to trade out. Now it's just 80 carry after 80 carry. And it is a triple kill for ItMeMerry. Well played to turn that around. Again, the Seraphine ultimate blocked by the wind wall, the difference maker in that fight. If that lands, it turns into a 2-for-0 easily in favor of Fufuyu. But instead, the flash is burned early by the Vi to engage with her ultimate, end up being left alone to her own device, And then ItMeMerry and Raynell. Raynell gets a beautiful 3-man Curse with the Sad Mummy ultimate. Sets up ItMeMerry to get the S-stylish combo off and get the Inferno trigger. Oh, but here comes the CC chain, the Jin, but the flash forward, pop, 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 Blossom. That is what Azure says, but he's gonna get popped himself. Kobe shots from across the screen. That's Kyoma. That's gonna be trading solo laners for that, and it looks like ItMeMerry will be able to take the first outer turret in mid lane for themselves. So 15 minutes into the game, turrets have fallen on top with Poom being able to just push that lane for himself and being left to their own device. But here's the thing. Jin's pulling out the curtain call. Let's see if we can get the whole clearing the way with the ultimate, is able to land the root, but here comes Not Shatter. Are they able to kill? They actually lands the root onto the J4 instead of Master Schlong, so that should be in favor of them. Has to flash out. Flag and Drag is gonna land. Max range Monster Schlong is gonna pick up that one for himself. Great gank. Another kill participation for this J4, but here comes Azure roaming down to the bot lane. Raynell gets rooted up, but is just gonna simply walk away. No follow-up for there in bot lane, but they are still looking. What could they be possibly looking for? Will the Nico use the minion as bait? We're about to find out. Raynell going in. Featherstorm's gonna use that. They're gonna go for ItMeMerry first. Huge shutdown, and that's gonna lock Raynell up, and that's gonna be a double kill for Mr. Bacon for the win. So now, blue team turret has been destroyed. That's mid lane inner, I believe. But that's going to be a trade. No, not mid lane inner. Top lane outer. And that's going to be a trade of outer turrets. So the map definitely opening up here in the mid game. 3 turrets, 17 minutes in. Gold 3K, not too much, I would consider. Despite it, I would say mostly being on the J4. CS difference, looking at the numbers. Let's pull up the gold numbers. Not too much. I would say the 80 carry difference is probably the largest gold. More than anywhere else. Yep, that would... No, it's actually not the jungle difference in terms of gold. It is the 80 carry. So, this game is still very even. This one dragon apiece, but here is the dragon fight. Will the teams fight for this? There's 4 people on ItMeMerry side, but let's look at the mini-map. Team Fufuyu looking to potentially wait it out. Oh, there is the Q used by the Vi. I don't think they're going to go. I think they're going to use it. Monster Schlong is getting caught out, is just gonna die to the Ivern once again. So that's gonna be a trade of a kill for Dragon. But here comes the rest of Fufuyu. Raynell is gonna get out. Palm absolutely in the control of this fight. Going forward, is if they're able to get the rest of this fight, this Daisy pick is gonna be picking up gladly, because they, again, I don't think they have anything to stop this Daisy in a 1v1 situation. Not Shatter in a bad position. Flag drags back over the wall after using it. Heals a little bit with the Iron Whip spike. Flashes away, but the flash follow by Fufuyu, and that's going to be a kill. Meanwhile, ItMeMerry is going to get a kill in the solo lane. Kyoma getting ulted by the Vi, and that's going to be a shutdown for Mr. Bacon. Mr. Bacon fighting and clawing his way back into this game. And now, despite losing the dragon, that's going to be, the kill score is now evened up. That's going to be an overall 3 for 2, I believe, in favor of Team ItMeMerry. Ooh, a flash forward by ItMeMerry trying to get the kill on the recall. I believe that was the Seraphine. And not going to attribute to much. Fufuyu trying to go aggressive. Not sure if they were paying attention, but Mr. Bacon is going to go right on top of Monster Schlong and ride that Schlong potentially to victory, but a huge 2-man route. The Nico ult is only going to hit the one. Raynell is trying to body block as best as he can, but on the backside, Fufuyu gonna land the roots and kill off Monster Schlong. But here comes the fed J4. Is he able to get what he wants? We'll find out. Flag and drag not available quite yet. Is going to look for the Cataclysm. Featherstorm isn't going to take you out because it's not a jump. Great sidestep by Not Shatter. And it looks like ItMeMerry is looking for this fight. Interesting commentary. Of course, that's what makes it interesting. But Kyoma, now they landed the root. The Daisy is stuck to him like a piece of gum. That is the power of Poom in the side lane against a squishy solo laner. This Ivern is paying dividends in terms of map pressure. Oh, but the root landed. Kobe from the Xerath from a screen away has to flash away. There isn't more shots from across the screen. Poom has to use the final route, but Monster Schlong has to goes forward. Nice little shield, but it's not going to be enough. But meanwhile, the map pressure, like I said, the Ivern took 3 people to top lane, and they're able to get mid lane outer turret for themselves. That pressure took so much time, and 2 different ultimates, I believe, or 1 ultimate. And that was just an interesting fight. But that was definitely some turret gold that Team Fufuyu needed. But now they're pressuring Baron. What is the decision here coming out? So Azure trying to go in. Go for the root. Raynell only gets 1. Curtain call from across the screen. Not Shatter already gets Azure. They're down 1. Now Raynell is down. Here comes ItMeMerry going the Death Blossom onto 2, but is gonna fall for it. Down to Poom, and now Fufuyu is left in a 1v3 situation. Let's see what they can do running away on the Xayah Down River. It is not gonna be enough. Kyoma is going to zone them off. Monster Schlong, Not Shatter, is going to win that fight. So, interesting that the carries did go first, have to go down. Azure went down first in that fight, followed by the Seraphine, and then the Ivern. So, even though they have map pressure, they're not built to win a 5v5 if they can't land that mid-range CC. All right, let's zoom back into an understandable, comfortable zoom range. Oh, but here it goes. Monster Schlong got out in the Jhin. Doesn't have any summoner spells, but is going to cut out Raynell. Potentially here to also throw his life. Oh, what a beautiful ultimate by Mr. Bacon. And Raynell trying to sacrifice himself. In a outplay by Mr. Bacon to use the ultimate right there and then to stop the bandage toss stun. Dragon's now on the table. And they have to let this go on the side of Team ItMeMerry. They're down 2. They have to let this go. But this is an interesting call. It looks like they are going to be posing for the Baron. They are seen on a ward, and Poom is there to show. They have to disengage. ItMeMerry trying to show something, but here's the TP on the backside. It is going to be Yuri Neko Fufuyu dying to Not Shatter. Meanwhile, Yuri Neko gets the counter kill. Both 80 carries down. All the meanwhile, Mr. Bacon picking up that dragon in the background, trying to look for more. Not Shatter. Blast cones away. Not gonna atone too much. Lead too much, I say. Atone. But they want more. They're gonna root up the Amumu. Not much follow-up there. So this is a very back and forth game. See, now Poom has given up map position to group up with his team. Now set to split push bottom. Doesn't have teleport available to go for the split push. Knowing that a Team ItMeMerry is actually going to force the Baron. This is an interesting, very smart call. They know it's going to be a split team fight, and Team Fufuyu nowhere to be seen in the river. This is a free Baron. Smart call coming out of Team ItMeMerry. So they, like I said, they knew Poom on the Ivern did not have teleport. They already chunked the rest of the team, and they just cleared the vision. with the backing members of Team Fufuyu, they had they didn't really have much of a choice there. They could have checked, but even if they did, I believe they would have got comboed, knowing that the Amumu still had the ultimate prepared, along with the kiting potential or even re-engage potential from the J4. So let's see what they decide to do with this Baron buff now at 25 minutes into the game. The call is to push top lane, so it looks like they are going to be putting Vision down in the top river. There you go. So they're going to be pushing top lane. It's going to be a 4-1 split as their jungler is a split pusher, continuing to push super minion waves in because they did get the inhibitor earlier in the game. So it's a 4-1 split. Now they are grouping up as 5. And they're just going to slow push this out. They can just stranglehold the opponent team, because what are they going to do? But a potential fight to break out. A single man knockup, but the Seraph ultimate is going to hit 3. Mr. ItMeMerry is going to go in, but Mr. Oh my god, the Vi is going in. I'm sorry. The Featherstorm going to go down, isn't able to get the blade call, but Mr. Monster Schlong, I can't read English. Triple kill for Monster Schlong. Curtain call, is he able to get it? No. The Q from Kyoma is going to call that one. Fourth shot doesn't land on Poom, is going to root, but now Kyoma's out of mana. Now Monster Schlong has to just walk up and end the fight himself. If you can't do it, I will do it myself. Ace in favor of Team ItMeMerry. And is this game Baron buff with 2 and no one left to defend? The death timers might not be short or long enough. The enemy Nico, Seraphine, and the Vi are all up in about 5 seconds. But they're trying to end. Monster Schlong just wanting, not sure if they were aware of the death timers, but a shutdown going over to Mr. Bacon. I was trying to say Mr. Bacon the whole time, but the names were just blanking out. Oh man, that was a terrible shoutcasting example. I am so sorry. But now, 2 inhibitors down. There is a clear win condition for Team ItMeMerry. Dragon up 130. They already have pressure mid and top. They can slow choke Team Fufuyu out with the Dragon and this 5-man bot lane to get that inhibitor. Fairly straightforward play front to back. But ItMeMerry, that's double 80 carry comp, showing what it can do against this Ivern top and even this Nico. This Nico pick not paying off as much as Azur would probably like. Trying to flash forward in that fight, didn't even get more than one person, so very unfortunate. If just a few pixels further, then maybe, just maybe, that could have been a much different story. But with that said, Raynell, thank you for the follow. If you're following me, oh no, is that a spoiler? But here goes a potential team fight. They are standing on a ward. What a huge chunk! And that Nico is absolutely deleted. Kyoma with 1 W, a Q, and support from Non-Shatter on the J4. This looks like the game-ending push. And here goes Kyoma once more. Lands 1, lands 2. These the 4th shot masters of Jin and Xerath from fully across the screen. Raynell trying to do what they can. Lands the Curse of the Sand Mummy. Is able to get away with a sliver of HP. And they're able to get that Vi once more. And they are in position with 1 Nexus turret left to go. And another kill for Not Shatter. And that is going to be the win for Team. Oh, this is a close stun gate. That's going to be a win for Team ItMeMerry.